Hey everybody, I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really good Sunday. I also hope that if you did celebrate yesterday, you were able to celebrate July 4th in a safe and responsible way. You were able to follow all of the physical distancing guidelines and wear a mask and all of that, because we do really all have to work together to beat this nastiness that is COVID-19. And if you're watching this elsewhere in the world other than the United States, you're probably going, what on earth's going on? The case numbers are going up. I'll lead you to do some research on that one, and you'll probably understand why. And I don't want to get into it here because that might err on political, and some of you have said you don't like me getting political, so I'm not going to. But what I am going to talk to you about today is autonomous vehicles, and specifically the Tesla Robotaxi. Now, obviously being July 4th yesterday, lots of people will have celebrated July 4th. Some may or may not have got a little bit inebriated. Now, this time last year, I'm sure a lot of you would have gone to fireworks in your town or your city and celebrated there, and maybe not walked back home, maybe not drove back home, but got a taxi cab. And in a couple of years' time, you'll be able to get an autonomous taxi cab, either through something like Waymo, or through Cruise, or through the Tesla Robotaxi system. Now, if you have a Tesla and you have autonomous vehicles enabled or autonomous autopilot enabled, you should eventually be able to earn money from your Tesla, because your Tesla can be used on the Tesla Robotaxi fleet when you're not driving it. Are you okay? You just want to say all the things. You do? Can I tell them about the Robotaxi? Is that okay? Is that allowed? So anyway, as Grace was saying, Robotaxi will mean that you'll be able to get in a Tesla that has driven to your house, and you'll be able to have it drive you home. And I want to know if that's something that you would feel comfortable with. Would you feel comfortable with it now? Would you feel comfortable with it in a year's time? Would you need to see certain things put in place before it was allowed? And if so, what would they be? Personally, I'd be okay riding in an autonomous vehicle, Robotaxi or something like that, if I knew that I was 100% with it and there was a way for me to take over control of the vehicle if something went wrong. But right now, I don't think I'd be safe. I don't think I'd feel safe in an autonomous vehicle on the road with other people if I was feeling sick, or I was feeling unwell, or I was drunk, and I had to rely completely and utterly on the car to do everything for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I think autopilot is a fantastic technology. I've driven with autopilot several times. I've used ProPilot before. I've used other technologies and been in other vehicles and been driven around by robots. And for the most part, those experiences are really good. But I also know the edge case scenarios. You know, like, what happens when X and Y happen? And sometimes the cars can cope, sometimes the technology can cope, and sometimes they don't. Are you okay there, Grace? So I want to know what you think. Would you ride in an autonomous taxi tomorrow, 2 years' time? What would be the conditions? Would you ride in it if you were drunk, if you're feeling unwell? And what kind of things would you expect these companies to demonstrate before you jumped in, when there was nobody behind the wheel? I'm not talking about someone sitting behind the wheel and, just making sure the car is ready to go. I'm talking about level 4, level 5, fully autonomous vehicles, ready to go. Would you trust them? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to support us using the links below. Are you thinking about clucking? Really? Is that the case? She's a talker, is our Grace. She's named after Grace Hopper, who did fantastic things. Admiral Grace Hopper. That's who you're named after. And I'll put you to bed in a minute because it's nearly bedtime, isn't it? It's nearly bedtime. Yeah. She also likes picking my teeth. She likes pecking at my teeth for some reason. Anyway. You don't want to hear about my chickens. You just want to see them. That's why I'm showing you. And you can probably see her lovely green here. Look at that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've already said that. And I'll see you soon, as usual. Keep evolving.